In this product demo, we will showcase CloudSense's frame agreement management interface, along with most of its functionalities, and also show the entire process, including creating a frame agreement, adding products, providing a quote to a customer, amending agreements, and obtaining final approvals. Our salesperson, Oscar, is accessing the TD Invest account. He begins by creating a new opportunity for the account, and then provides an opportunity name and defines the stage. Now Oscar opens the opportunity where he needs to define contact roles. He selects Rolf Clark and also designates him as the primary contact person. Now Oscar needs to define the frame agreement itself, so he clicks the Frame Agreement button. This takes him to the Frame Agreement console. The first thing he needs to do is add a new frame agreement. After creating a frame agreement, he needs to define some default attributes and fields. The first step is connecting this frame agreement to the newly created opportunity, which is a mobile, September 2022. Now he gives the agreement a name and defines a start date and an end date. After saving everything, the next step is defining the products for this frame agreement. Here we see a list of all the products in the catalogue. But Oscar filters the products because he only wants to select mobile plans. He then selects global, national, and local plans and adds them to the frame agreement. Now it is time to define the minimum volumes and minimum volume period for each plan. So the minimum volume for the global plan will be 100, the duration will be 36 months. For the national plan, Oscar defines a minimum volume of 50 for a duration of 36 months. Finally, for the local plan, there are no minimum volumes. Now that this is done, it is time to add discounts to each plan. For the global plan, the default charge is 160. Oscar selects -20, and as you can see, the negotiated price is now highlighted in green. This means that it doesn't need additional approval. However, if he selects -40, it goes red. This means that his frame agreement now requires approval. He also negotiates rate cards so that the prices for World Zone 1 are defined at 0.5. For the national plan, he also negotiates lower prices. The default price is 100, but Oscar negotiates -14%. As you can see, this negotiation falls within the threshold, which is why it is showing up green. When everything is ready, Oscar can save the frame agreement, and in the next step, he submits this frame agreement for approval. The sales director, Rosemary, receives a notification email from Oscar for the newly created frame agreement, which requires her approval. After opening the email, she can see the account details that Oscar filled in earlier, and after clicking on the link here, is taken directly to the frame agreement that needs approval. Here, she can double-check all the plans that require approval, as well as all the negotiated prices. In Approval History, she enters a comment. Customer must sign up in the next 10 days to meet this month's numbers. Finally, she hits approve. From here, Oscar goes to his opportunity and opens frame agreements. Here he can check the approved status and open the frame agreement to double-check the approval history. He can also read the previous comment from Rosemary. The next step is to get approval from the customer as well. So what Oscar needs to do is create a frame agreement proposal. For this, he goes back to Opportunity, and here he can generate a frame agreement proposal. After clicking the button, he gets an automatically generated proposal. If you look here, you can see all the prices that have been defined in the frame agreement with all the discounts and rate cards. After double checking the quote, it needs to be sent to the customer by clicking Send for Approval. Here he selects that he is sending a frame agreement, and as you can see, Rolf Clark is automatically pre-populated because Oscar selected him as a default contact person earlier. There is a default email already there, so all Oscar has to do now is attach the frame agreement. After clicking Send Email, the email will be sent to the customer, and you can see that the status is Sent for Customer Approval. Rolf Clark from TD Invest then receives the email containing a request for approval from Oscar. The quote is in the attachment, so Rolf clicks the link. The link opens the site where Rolf can download the generated quote. He can open it, go through to the quote, double-check all the prices, and if he is happy with everything, he can quickly approve the quote by clicking the Approve button here. He also writes a comment. Please send 2 global plan SIMs ASAP, and submits his response. After the customer accepts the frame agreement and approves it, the sales rep gets a notification that the customer approval has been received, which he clicks on. He sees that everything has been approved by the customer, and he can also read the customer comment. Please send 2 global plan SIMs ASAP. So he closes the task and goes to create a new basket to send Rolf 2 SIMs. He goes to Opportunity, and just to make sure one more time, he opens the frame agreement to see that it is active. He goes back one more time to Opportunity where we see the stage that is approved by the customer. Now what he needs to do is create a solution. He adds New Solution and selects 5G Solution from the list. He then configures the contract term, which will be 36 months, adds the mobile plan, and, as Rolf requested, also adds a global plan with 2 SIM cards. Now it is time to calculate the totals. After all the business rules have been executed, Heroku returns the prices. With everything now done, he can close this down and double-check the pricing summary. As you can see here, he has a price of £240, £120 per plan, which is his negotiated price. After syncing this basket with the Opportunity, he can mark the Opportunity as closed won, which will generate all the orders and send the SIMs to the customer.